Hello everyone and welcome to episode 6 of my single-player Minecraft survival series. Today I wanted to take a little bit of a break from the industrial area and working on those farms and start working on a couple of builds. The first one I wanted to work on is my nether portal that's over here in the dark oak forest. This portal is separate from the one that goes, or that I have in my starter house. That one goes to just general nether and where I have all my pathways and stuff, and this one goes to the nether roof. So they are separate, and this one's a little bit far away, but when I landed up here on a tree, I didn't want to just leave it that way. And so what I want to end up doing is making like a little tree house balcony for this to sit on. So we actually have something nice and structural to go to when we want to go to the nether roof. So I already gathered all the materials I need right here in the shulker box. It's kind of the portal's gonna stay up there, and I'm gonna kind of lift up a structure with a roof on it. So yeah, I'm gonna get going on that right away. So this build came out pretty cool. I think it fits very well in the environment that it's in. Obviously, with the dark oak trees holding it up in the dark oak forest, it blends in rather nicely. The roof is a little bit large, but that's just the nature of the build. So there is only one more thing that I want to do with this build before I officially called it quits, and I wanted to add some moss down here. And the easiest way to do so is just to get some and to bone meal it, just like this, and then it spreads kind of naturally. I want to get rid of the tall grass too and some of these bushes just because it can crowd it up. But yeah, I wanted some moss to come out of this just because, in forests you tend to have some moss under large shady areas, and so obviously this would be one. And so this just adds a little bit of realism to it. I also might want to add a couple more trees, dark oak trees around here, just to fill this in, because I might have cleared out a little bit more than I needed to. So I should also go get some saplings for that. Alright, so it definitely looks a little bit more crowded in here now. Unfortunately, the moss doesn't have quite the nicer, or quite a nice, I don't really know how to put this. The gradient from the moss to the grass in the dark oak forest biome isn't as smooth as in other biomes, so it's a little weird how it is darker than the regular grass, but I think we'll just roll with it. So yeah, adding the few trees in here and the moss definitely tied the whole area in together. Also, I'm going to be adding in a little pathway here for the deep slate that'll connect to our main road over there. So I think once I mix in some of the darker colors in here, like the deep slate, it'll really tie the whole thing together. So that's coming soon once I continue to work on the pathway, but otherwise I'm gonna call this decoration of this nether portal complete. Now that we have an actual classy entrance to our nether roof, I think we should take this as an opportunity to do some more work on the nether roof. And before I jump right into a big gold farm, which I need to do desperately, I'm almost out of gold, I think I want to make a hogland farm because I don't really have a good source of leather right now. Hogland farms are mainly good for the pork chops, for food, but I prefer the golden carrots, and I already have a good way to get an infinite amount of those, so food won't be the primary resource here, it'll be the leather. So I think I'm going to make a big hogland farm to get the maximum amount of leather I can, and just not bother collecting the pork chops. Before I get to the Hogland farm, I just wanted to show you guys a little update on some additions I've made to the mangrove farm. So I need to AFK a lot at this farm in the future to get more of these mangrove logs for some building projects, but my supply is pretty short, and I don't really think that the setup I have for storage and everything is going to work for a long-term AFK session. So I started to take all the drops from the farm that usually just get put into a chest, and I sent them through these item filters. I have 2 for logs here, 1 for sticks, 1 for propagules, and then 1 for the mangrove roots and 1 for the moss carpets. So the roots and carpets can get composted, so they do, and they get sent into a composter, which puts the bone meal in this dropper. And then what also goes in that dropper is the propagules. And that dropper sends items up these water streams. They come out here. The propagules get caught in this hopper, and they get sent down and up, and then back into the farm, where I can get them as I AFK. And then the bone meal is sent down these hoppers into these chests here to keep resupplying the farm. So this should be a much better storage option for a long-term AFK session, and then all my other storage for the logs and sticks will be down here. But before I get going on the Hogland farm, I need to make some moves forward in increasing my redstone supply, and I think the best way for me to do that is going to be trading with the cleric villagers, so trading the 1 emerald for 2 redstone dust. But I don't have enough of those clerics yet to make that sustainable, so I'm going to need to jump into building the villager breeder up again so we can get more of those cleric villagers. Okay, so I'm super happy to have this villager breeder back up. I finished off this entire side of villagers, so now I have my complete set of clerics and all the other villagers that I have over here, so officially was able to clean this side up, block it off, and call it done. But this is not my final goal for the amount of clerics I want. I want 24 total clerics, because that means with each round of trading I get a stack of redstone blocks with each set of trading, which means that I can do 2 sets in a day, or get 2 stacks of redstone blocks in 1 day just from trading with the cleric. So I have 5 over here, so I need 19 more, and I think I have 20 open spots here, so that'll be plenty to fill that. So in between episodes, I'll get all those villagers in preparation for the next big farm, which is going to be gold, because I'm low on golden apples. I used all the golden apples I had left, or not the golden apples, but the gold I had left to make these 26 apples, and yeah, that's just not going to do it. So I need to bite the bullet finally and get a gold farm done. So now that I got my redstone problem fixed, I think I'm going to just get right into working on that, and hopefully I'll start off next episode with a time lapse of that. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. See you guys in the next one.